Obviously, I'm a Yankees fan, so I'd love to see him.
It's almost like legacy of like the NFL versus.
But I definitely think that Baker could be a really good player for the Panthers moving forward.
Did I say Oreos?
There's a lot of questions I have about Mahomes. Looks like a kid playing Madden.
Turning point in the game is the 13-second drive.
They play very hard, even though they're terrible.
He's a good pick. For sure he's going to be a good player. But I can't argue against the Jamar Chase pick.
They made moves saying we're going to win this year, at least get into the playoffs.
I'm going with my guy, Corey Seager. So glad.
What's good, y'all? My name is Austin Drummond, and I play rugby for the University of Notre Dame. And you're listening to The Outsider's Opinion with Austin and Kevin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. And Austin, I am not sure what thing we are doing or how we predicted the Colts, but what stood out to you from this Colts team so far?
Yeah, so the Colts are now 2-0. They just beat a playoff team from last year in the Broncos, one of the best defenses in the league for a lot of people's standards. And with that, Daniel Jones threw for 316 yards and a touchdown pass. Jonathan Taylor rushed for 165 yards, and Daniel Jones also had a rushing touchdown. It was an impressive performance. The defense also caught a pick by Cam Bynum. It was just a very impressive game on all fronts for the Colts. They did end up kicking 5 field goals, so that allowed them to – they were moving the ball down the field but not able to score touchdowns, while the Broncos were always scoring touchdowns whenever they got their points. All four of their touchdowns contributed to their 28 points. They did miss one field goal, though. But the Colts – I mean, you wouldn't think of them before the season as one of the best offenses in the league, but putting up, around 475 yards of offense against one of the best defenses in the league is extremely impressive.
Yeah, I'm really impressed, and it looks like Daniel Jones has played pretty well. I don't think he's thrown an interception yet this season, and you talked about their offense. He threw 306 yards and had 23 completions with 34.
He had 316 yards. Why it says 306 is because he got sacked for 10 yards. That's team passing yards. But they don't actually take that away from the quarterback. So he had 316 passing yards.
316 passing yards. That is really impressive. And yeah, I wouldn't have expected that as we thought about that. So I wonder what their other schedule looks like, because it's impressive to start 2-0.
Yeah, and I am extremely low on the rest of their division. So I definitely think that they're a playoff team at the moment. I definitely think that they can contend for the division lead. The Texans have a terrible O-line, and while they do have a good defense, I do think their struggles will mount during the season because they won't be able to protect C.J. Stroud or have time to throw to some of their good wide receivers or give Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon, when he returned from injury, some space to run. The Jaguars lost today to a backup quarterback after Joe Burrow went down really early. And the Titans are led by a rookie QB, which can always be very challenging. So if the Colts can keep this up by any means, I definitely think they're a playoff team because of how bad the division is.
Yeah. Talking about how bad that division is why they could be a playoff team. And I'm curious how their division is shaking out right now, because I still believe in the Texans, but the Texans game, I don't think the Texans play till
they play tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I'm part of that. So, but yeah, I believe in the Texans because I trust CJ Stroud more than I trust Daniel Jones. But Daniel Jones has shown he can be a quarterback for a playoff team.
That's true. He also won a playoff game that year. So he is more, or I guess they both have the same amount. They both have one playoff win because last year CJ Stroud beat the Chargers in the playoffs. But I do think that the Colts are going to be extremely competitive as long as Jonathan Taylor can remain healthy. When healthy, JT is a top 5 running back probably in the league. They have a good wide receiver core. Their O-line is solid. Their defense is good, and I'm extremely impressed by what their offense has been able to do. Because a lot of people would reasonably think it was a fluke because of what happened against the Dolphins, because the Dolphins don't have a good defense. But to repeat the effort against the Broncos is extremely impressive, and I definitely think that they have proven some validity to their Week 1 performance.
I agree. And kind of looking at the offense, you mentioned Jonathan Taylor and what he's done. I'm also surprised with how quickly Tyler Warren has helped the Colts, as he was their leading receiver with 79 yards.
Yeah, tight ends have ever been present to this team, and I remember who was the guy? Oh, what was his name? He made a Pro Bowl with them during the Andrew Luck era.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
I'm trying to think, because they also had Dallas something with Manning as well.
Yeah.
Point being that they've had a lot of tight ends in their past that have been very talented. They've also had Eric Ebron for a little bit there. That was also
Dwayne Allen. Are you thinking of Dwayne Allen?
I don't think that's who I'm talking about.
Kobe Fleener?
No.
Those are the only guys. Kobe Fleener, Dwayne Allen. Those are the only tight ends I can find right now that are.
I think I found who it was. Yeah, it was Jack Doyle. It was Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle.
Yeah, he made 2 Pro Bowls with the Colts during the Andrew Luck era, and they also had Dallas Clark. That's who it was with.
Oh yeah, Dallas Clark.
Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, with Peyton Manning. Yeah, his number is retired, I believe.
Yeah, so this has been a team that's used tight ends frequently, and they continue that until Tyler Warren, and that's why they drafted him so high. Also, young tight ends, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta, have really started to make a strong imprint on offenses now. So I feel like this will only be testament to how much tight ends will be a part of the mainstay of not just this Colts offense, but offenses around the league.
Yeah. And this was something I expected when they drafted him. Okay, he's going to be a big part of that offense. And it's, to me, I think that's helping Daniel Jones, and I'm really curious to see how it evolves over the year. Does he keep up this high-level performance, or does it kind of return to what we saw with the Giants with him?
Yeah, but he has a lot more protection. The O-line is better with the Colts, and I'm more worried about AR now. Is he going to get traded? Because I think that's a serious conversation to be had pretty soon here.
Yeah. This is an impressive start, and Anthony Richardson lost that job to Daniel Jones before the 3rd preseason game, and it's starting to pay dividends. It's looking to pay dividends immediately right now for Daniel Jones.
Yeah. So do you think the Colts end up making the playoffs this year, or do you think that that's something that doesn't happen? Because I'll say I do think it does, because I really don't believe in the Texans because of how bad their O-line is. I mean, their past, 8 games they played, regular season and playoffs, they just have not been able to protect C.J. Stroud. And if you can't protect a QB, it doesn't matter how good he is.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, because I'm more hopeful for the Texans and how they figure out their line. And I trust C.J. Stroud more than I trust Daniel Jones.
Okay.
All right. So that concludes our video about the Colts. Let us know your thoughts on the Colts. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.